What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And it has been a minute since, oh forgive me, the wind. As soon as we start recording, here comes the wind. I hope it don't interfere, but it probably will. So we're sitting under 100% chance of rain today. It's been raining for the past 2 days. As you can see, the creek is just about out of its banks. We've had water all the way up to little Jimmy here, but just wanted to kind of give you guys an update of what's been going on and the reason we basically quit YouTube. And everyone thinks that, you know, we do this for the money, but the truth is we do it because we love it. But because of COVID-19, everything that's been going on in the past year, you know, money has slowed down. The whole world is slowed down. But, you know, we've been doing a little here and there, what we can. We was hoping with starting this channel that we'd at least be able to make a little bit of something to buy parts, to be able to keep working on things. But, you know, YouTube doesn't pay that great. Really doesn't pay at all. But, you know, because we love doing what we do, we love having you guys, you know, following us and supporting us. We still try to keep our head above water. So just to give you a little update of what's been going on, as you know, we have the 85 C10, which I haven't been able to do a lot to it, but since you guys saw it and we bought it, I have pulled the bed off. We've actually pulled most of the front clip off, but we've got it set back on there for right now. We did put another door in on that driver's side because the driver's side door was rusting. Picked one up for like, I don't know, 150 bucks, I think. Got that put in. We got a radio put in it. We got some rust issues that I want to take care of on both sides, and once I do that, we're going to start working towards getting that 454 put in here. But I don't want to do that till we get the whole front clip pulled off, get these rust issues taken care of. We got some, of course, where they're notorious for rust in here on the corners of the cab. Both sides, passenger and driver, I want to get those replaced. We just got to find a welding shop to put in. I did pick up a 400, a turbo 400 transmission for it with a 12-bolt rear end. Actually gave 150 bucks for both. It was a deal I couldn't pass up. But everything is flooded out here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go over there.
As you can see, we have another door put on, which is in excellent condition. We've got the windows working, the electric windows, although I have to replace this vent window. So once I do that, then we'll be able to get this window motor in its place. This is holding us up because of the arm that goes down in the door. It won't let you put the motor and the glass in and work it to where it needs to go. So when I pull this out, I want to be able to put a new one in. So I'm waiting to order parts for that. Just get a whole new vent window. Once we do that, we'll put the motor on and be able to roll the window up on this side. But as of right now, the passenger side window is working. We got that working. Like I said, we put a radio in it. And did some work on the dash. Got it back in right where it needs to be. This door's in perfect condition. But
got some rust.
Yeah, we got some rust on both sides of the cab.
Yeah, this side.
Which I want to pull the windshield out of it, and I mean, she's gonna be a lot of work. But we got this door closing perfect. Don't even have to slam that anymore. But that's where we're at on that. The bed's in the back, which I'm gonna sand that frame and paint that frame. Once I do, the bed will go back on it. I don't think you guys have seen this, but Jonathan bought him a new daily. It's an 04 Silverado. We put brand new brakes and rotors on the back of it. What else did we do?
Tail lights, a set of new floor mats.
We put new tail lights in it. We put a receiver hitch on it to be able to pull things.
Guys, and another thing we did to this thing was just the other day, and I didn't think it was gonna work. Well, the good old handy dandy TikTok heat. So as you guys maybe some of the posts, I don't know, you may have seen this in the corner, but this was like a faded, real faded color.
Real faded.
Really faded, and this was like all white faded. I mean, you could kind of see the color up in there, but all I really did, and I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, is took a propane torch from like from the dollar store and heated it up, and I just went smoothly with it like you're painting, and it brought the color back to life. Didn't think it was gonna work, but hey, it did.
We bought some new Silverado floor mats for it.
Truck's pretty dirty.
It's pretty dirty, you know. He don't take care of it.
Whatever, shut up. I do daily at the high school and back. I finally got my license, so been on the roads.
Congrats on that. He finally got his driver's license. The 3rd gen. So I think the last video you guys seen, we got it to run, but at that point we needed a gas tank, we needed a fuel pump, a fuel sending unit. Once we get that in, then she'll be running on her own. But she's still pretty mint, still pretty clean.
But hey, they don't know about the other.
Yeah, I'll get to that.
The thing in the back.
You've also seen, well, if you haven't, you could click up here and check out the video to this truck that I had bought from my cousin. Well, this is a 1990 OBS, and these trucks are super hard to find. I would have never imagined in a million years a Ford diesel truck would be worth anything. So he picked this up for 1,200 bucks, and we bought it for him. We've got it all cleaned up on the inside. Probably kind of dark in there, but he's had it almost 2 years, and the only thing that was wrong with this truck was it needed a fuel line replaced up on the motor. And I'm not going to pop the hood. It's got a 7.3 IDI turbo diesel in it, 4-wheel drive. But he sold the bumper off of the back. He sold the factory radio out of it. It had 2 brand new batteries in it. He sold those. And in 2 years, he didn't do anything to the truck. He did get the lines for it, never put them on. So we've got them put on, and we actually had this thing cranking over the other day. I bought 2 brand new batteries, replaced the fuel filter in it, and now all we got to do is prime the pump, which we haven't been able to because it's been raining for 2 days, or else you guys could see it run. We got to get the pump primed on it, and we got to crack all the lines loose on the injectors and get fuel to them. Once we do that, she'll fire right up. But
so the thing is, I remember you telling me the story on this was, okay, so the body is
it's a 1990
and the motor is a
94.
Okay, international. No,
yeah, international 7.3 IDI turbo.
How many miles were on the truck?
It's like 242 miles on the body, 242,000 on the body. So if that's a 94 model, I'm sure that motor's only got 100 and something thousand miles on it.
And it's crazy because this truck, okay, it does have surface rust. but it's not rusted in.
All it has is surface rust. There's no rust holes in it whatsoever.
There's not even any rust like underneath. I mean, check out these leaf springs.
No.
There's like there's not any rust. It's
This truck was never mudded or mistreated. It just wasn't beat on.
It's crazy.
A deer ran into the front tire and actually bounced back and went under this fender and put this dent in the fender, but that's the only flaw on this truck.
And you know what's crazy is that always on these fenders that I see, like nowadays, even the Titan, is blowouts, man. Blowouts will get them and they'll beat in this fender so bad.
Yeah, and that was actually a deer.
Wow. But surface rust, but we do got to get a new bumper for it. But like you said, other than that, I mean, it's ready to start up.
The last video we uploaded, which was about a month ago, was getting Jonathan's car running. Since then,
that's been a minute.
It's went through a bunch of changes. We actually had the exhaust put on it, which we want to take off because it's just way too quiet with a Flowmaster on it.
Straight pipe it.
We're gonna straight pipe it. It's running great. We finally passed the break-in miles on it, but we paid $1,200 for a transmission rebuild, and the transmission for some reason on wide open throttle won't shift. So we're gonna jerk that transmission back out of it, take it back to the guy. He said he'll warranty it and get it rebuilt, and we'll get it slapped back in. Then we'll be ready to do some racing.
And another thing is that fuel pump. Remember we were speaking over that?
We put a stock fuel pump back in it
A long time ago.
probably about 3 years ago, and now it acts like it's starving for fuel.
It could be the injectors though.
Which it could be injectors. We do need bigger injectors.
They're maxed
because
out.
They're maxed out right now on the tune that it has. So, but she will fire up, she will run, and she will drive down the road.
And she will spin
She will
tires.
still get it. No.
I don't have the keys on me, otherwise I'd open it.
Firehawk, perfect.
This thing's crazy. No
No
problems.
problems whatsoever out of it.
Well, take that back. Remember that one night we went to a meet?
Yeah, we went to a meet one night, and I got to the gas station afterwards, and
Well, after you participated in Mexico.
I did participate a little bit in a trip to Mexico against a certain 4.8. But once I got to the gas station after that run, it started missing, and I was like,
Ooh.
oh man, what happened now?
And I was in my car actually behind him, and okay, so I got on the highway and he was behind me, and I didn't even know he was racing a truck until I see them come flying past me, and I'm like, oh crap, he's racing a truck. And so I kind of got on the highway, and they were on the feeder, and I had my permit, and I had Matt with me, and they went down the feeder, and I was like, whoa, okay, whatever, cool. Well, he said it was misfiring, so we get about like what 10-15 more minutes into Rosenberg, back into from Mexico, and he says it's misfire. I was like, oh god, this is not good, because we don't know how many miles are on the motor. And I was like, oh no, not right now. Well, luckily we popped the hood, we checked everything out, and
It was just a spark plug wire that had come off of the back.
coil pack, right?
Yeah, it came off the coil pack and was causing it to misfire, and it was like sparking up on the valve cover towards the front of the motor. So we figured that out, got that plug wire back on it, and no problem since then. I did do some work to the car. I did get 4-inch tips put on the back, dual tips or quad tips.
Since they've seen this, I mean, I don't even remember
Yeah, I never did a video on it, but it got 4-inch quad tips on the back. I ended up taking off the lowering springs and putting factory springs back on it, and went with a bigger tire in the back,
way fatter tire.
but I still get no traction. So kind of defeated the purpose.
Interior in this thing, guys, if I can even, it's
Yeah,
locked.
it's locked.
But
I
this
don't
thing's
have the keys.
mint.
It's in the house.
It's
but-
mint.
She's mint. We've been doing a little bit here and there on it. I do have a headliner that I'm gonna replace this headliner with, and
The front.
The front valance. We put new front valance on it with all the plastic pieces.
Because wasn't this car Pro Charged?
Yeah, it was Pro Charged, and they got rid of all the plastic pieces under there. So we got all those replaced with the air dam, and yeah, she's in tip-top condition. She's good to go.
They're probably gonna want to know, hey man, where are you getting all these parts?
Well, to answer that question, we picked up a 2002 F-body, which is back there in the back under the shed.
And I am not walking back there because
And
it is a
that
lake.
is our parts car.
That is the parts car, guys. I mean, hey, so here's what we have, and here's what we got. So it has basically everything except for motor and trans. I know the fuel tank and the whole fuel
Yeah,
stuff.
we're gonna pull the whole gas tank out of it, sending unit. I have a brand new fuel pump in the garage ready to go into that, and that's gonna go into the 3rd gen, and
Third gen should be
the
running.
3rd gen will be running here in a couple of weeks. So everything here will be running. Little Jimmy, we got to do some work on him. It runs.
And then also another thing, that car did come with the transmission.
Yeah, it did come with a 4L60, but it's for a V6. I don't know if.
It looks small.
Yeah, it looks
It was
small.
really light.
So I don't know what we'll do with that.
And then we got another transmission.
And then, so my brother decides to sell Hammerhead. If you guys don't remember what car that is, that's the 2002 pewter colored Camaro V6. But it was a nice car. It was really clean.
Had a lot of miles.
T-tops, had a lot of miles on it, but it was dependable. So he decides to sell it, and then he goes and picks up this.
This is a 1993 Trans Am Formula. Now, when he brought the car, yeah, these guys badged it as a Firehawk. Even on the doors, they went out of their way and even badged it as the door as a Firehawk. Even the inside, it has a little mirror piece that says Firehawk. It has a little bit of hail damage, and then this spoiler isn't.
Yeah, this is a newer spoiler.
So same one.
Yeah, it's the same spoiler. They put a new hatch on it.
Yeah. So
when he got it, it didn't even have matching wheels.
he brought my wheels.
He bought our C4 Corvette wheels to put on it, and he drove it all the way from San Antonio in 2nd gear.
Not only that, no cold air intake on the car.
Yeah, no intake on the car. I don't know what he was thinking when he bought this thing, but he ended up paying $3,200 for it, and it's nowhere near $3,200, or worth $3,200.
So he did want a V8. It does have an LT1.
Yeah, the reason he did it, he wanted a V8. It does have a LT1
which
in
is
it.
understandable. I mean, he did want a V8, but it's...
He messed up buying it at nighttime. Big mistake. Don't ever buy a car at nighttime,
Can't see.
ever. So it needs a complete paint job. These quarter panels either need to be fiberglassed
Or just new ones.
or just replaced. Even on the passenger side, needs a new bumper. The bumper's cracked down here.
Taillights are nice.
The tail lights are nice. That's about probably the only thing on this car worth any money. But I mean, for the most part, the body itself is pretty dang straight. It is a hard top, so you won't have to worry about
T-tops leaking.
T-tops leaking.
The inside is pretty mint, other than the dash being cracked. But he's stock radio, no tears in the seats, and he has been buying parts for this thing left and right.
So he gets here, and it won't shift to 2nd anymore. So is what happened. He drove it from San Antonio all the way here in 2nd gear, and that ended up causing 2nd gear to go out.
Well, when he picked me up the following day, and it had all gears, but when we got here, and then I guess he went back home, it started because it had all gears.
At some point, 2nd, and it'll shift into 2nd, but it downshifts back down into 1st, and doesn't want to stay in second, it won't even go into third.
So the transmission that was in it is a turbo 350?
No, the guy told him when he bought it that he put in a turbo 400, which was a lie, because it still has the stock 700 R4 transmission in it, which is basically a 4L60, not a 4L60E.
Now the difference, can you explain that for some people? Because
for those that don't know, in 1993, GM changed the name on the 700 R4 to a 4L60. In 1994, they upgraded it and to electronic, called it a 4L60E. Ran that transmission from 1993 to 1996. 1997, they changed it, and then you got the LS version, which I think is a two-piece.
so also, so once the transmission went out in this, basically he did get another
Yeah, so he goes and picks up another transmission, not knowing that 1993 was the first year of the F-bodies and the only year to run a 700 R4 in it. In 1994, they went to the 4L60E, which is in Jonathan's.
So this car is a headache.
It's a first production year of the 4th gen, and you never buy the first production year of a new generation.
Okay, so the car is already here, it's done. So
it's definitely a project car.
which he did want a V8 project car, so he definitely got a project car.
He definitely got a project car.
So
but we picked up a 4L60E. Should have done the research, but you know, after having so many F bodies, basically thought that 93 to 97 was the same thing. Definitely not the case. 93 is the only year with a 700 R4. So he picked up a 4L60E that came out of a 93 Chevrolet pickup, 2-wheel drive. This is a heavy duty 4L60E, not just a regular 4L60E. It's heavy duty, and you can run a 4-wheel drive transfer case off of it.
it is a nice transmission. I mean,
It's nice. It's been rebuilt. Picked it up for 650 bucks, and we can't do anything with it. We could put it in Jonathan's car, but we really don't need to because his is built. So
basically,
it's either buy a standalone kit to put this transmission in that car, or sell this transmission and rebuild the 700 R4 that's in it.
so the thing is here's the problem where we're sitting at. So this car, they started breaking it down, started taking the transmission off, drive shafts off, the strut bar is off, or the torque arm, my bad. Torque arm is off, and they were going to drop the transmission, put the new one in it. Well, they didn't find out until they started dropping the stuff. So now this car is sitting here, jacked up in the air, with half of the car off of the car, and no drive shaft in it. Basically, it's sitting like a sitting duck in a pond. And now, remind you guys, my car has warranty on the transmission. So we were going to make a trip to Temple for biggest F body meet, and we were going to trailer my car, and possibly we're going to trailer this one. Well, that went south, and my fuel pump went out, or starting to go out, and I finally got a hold of the transmission guy, and he said, hey, look, drop the transmission, bring it to me. I said, okay. So now I am not, and we are not going to drop a transmission in the gravel. It's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, I'm not laying in gravel. So we have to wait for this one to move out of the way, so this one can be put here, raised up, and drop the transmission and get it back.
But we've got 9,000 projects going on, and the money flow's just not what it used to be. So it's a little bit at a time.
So really right now though, I mean, we have everything. It's just the
Yeah,
stupid
we have
weather.
everything. And we actually have everything to be able to make content and do work on vehicles. And the minute we do,
It starts raining. Hey, we forgot to film back there. The Suburban.
the Suburban,
BB is back.
I don't think we filmed anything on it about it being gone, but it did go on about a month vacation. My cousin that was supposed to, or that we bought this Ford for, was supposed to pay me back by helping us get Jonathan's car running. He didn't do that. He was supposed to do the rear main seal on the Suburban and valve cover gaskets.
Just too busy.
Took it to him. It sat there a month. He didn't do anything to it. And then he says, so we rented a car. We rented a car dolly.
Because we had to go get the
We
right.
had to go get the parts Camaro. We picked up the parts Camaro. And just so happily on that same day, he calls me and makes an offer.
It was right after we got the red Camaro
Yeah,
here
as soon
too.
as we got the red Camaro here, he called and makes me an offer that I can't refuse. He says, since I can't pay you back, how about I give you the option to give me $500 and you take the truck.
Now remind you, you will not find a truck like this, because let me tell you, I'm trying to find a truck right now like that because I want a diesel and I need a diesel because we're fixing to buy.
Yeah, we're gonna buy a gooseneck, a car hauler. That way we can be able to haul vehicles to the track or race events.
We're trying to go to them, guys. I don't want y'all to think that
we're trying to get to them. It's just right now we've got way too much work to be doing, to be spending time at car meets and car shows. And
not only that, you also the job. I mean, the Titan is hooked up to the trailer. Y'all got that job to do. Y'all always doing jobs, so it's.
And then on top of that, we didn't get to make it to Cletus and Cars. I mean, nothing. We missed Cletus and Cars.
Did we?
Yeah, that was in February. It is now April.
No, we went to Cletus and Cars. We missed Texas 2K.
We did not go to Cletus and Cars. We would have filmed the video.
Oh yeah. What did we take the F-body cruise to?
The last thing we went on that was a Galveston car cruise.
Okay, but the time before that, didn't we go to the track?
No.
The big F-body cruise?
That was an F-body meet,
Okay.
but we didn't do anything there. But anyway, so we dropped the Camaro and shag ass and go get this truck and drag it all the way back with the Titan.
And the Suburban.
Yeah, and drove the Suburban back. So, like he said, these trucks are, and you can't find one. You can't find one.
I can't even find one.
You just, they're so rare
So
and worth a lot of money.
So with that being said, guys,
But we're gonna get a gooseneck and be able to pull. I'm gonna paint this one. Stay tuned, guys, because I'm gonna make my first attempt to paint a vehicle. I'm gonna paint this truck.
and we're gonna get it, because then after that, it's gonna be little Jimmy's turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna buy me a cheap paint gun. I've already found the paint that I want, and I'm gonna get some sanding blocks, and we're gonna put in the work and get down on this thing. And I'm gonna paint it right under the carport.
And we're gonna tape it off.
I'm gonna tape it off with plastic and put a fan in there to vent the paint out. And I'm gonna go to town on it.
And you're not gonna tell them the theme.
No, I'm not gonna tell
Okay,
them
good.
the theme.
Y'all don't even know what this
Yeah,
truck is in.
I'm gonna do this truck in a theme, and
It will be sponsored.
hopefully it will be sponsored. But
Until then.
it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic.
It's gonna be one of the
I want to do to this truck. I have so many plans.
It's gonna be the craziest of them all. It's gonna be like a show truck. I mean, it's gonna be something that you don't take out hardly ever. But it will be pulling my Camaro and the Firehawk. And the other Trans Am probably.
So
With that being said, guys, we've got our hands full, and now that this weather is finally starting to lift, tomorrow we're gonna go ahead and get down on some stuff with this truck, get it fully running.
yeah, I'm gonna get it running tomorrow. Like I said, all I gotta do is crack the diesel lines open until I start seeing diesel come out of them while we crank it over. Tighten them down one at a time as diesel starts coming out of them. When you do that, it's primed. she'll start right up.
And then we're
And it's
good.
been 4 years since this truck ran.
Glow plugs.
It may need glow plugs because the glow plugs are clicking. The relay is clicking once the light goes off. But I really don't think that's going to be an issue. It is 80 degrees, so hopefully it will fire up. If we have to replace the glow plugs, they're like 80 bucks. I'll get a new set.
They're
No
like
big
spark
deal.
plugs.
Yeah.
So
So on that note,
that was a long little video.
that's pretty much everything. What?
Yeah. So this video will go up to
It's been like what?
a while. And all them
A
videos,
year since
the
I
video you've seen
video
of that
ago.
car was a long time ago. Not too long, but
that was
this year, beginning, no, because I was in school, because I got out of school and then I came over. And, yeah. It's
that was in like
before I got my license.
September of
And
last year.
I just got my license like, what, 2 weeks ago? 3?
Yeah.
So,
Okay, sorry about that. The GoPro battery died, but we're back up and running. But with all that being said, you know, I hope you guys stay with us, stay tuned. We're not giving up just yet. Like I said, you know, I wish we had the money from YouTube to be able to buy parts, but it is what it is. We're going to work with what we got, and we're going to keep bringing you guys content.
and we are not giving up.
Yeah, just kind of fell into a, I don't know, I guess a slight depression mode. I did myself, and I really wasn't into filming and just wasn't feeling it for a long time. But we're back in the saddle again, and
SRC inspired you.
yeah, watching some SRC videos kind of inspires me. And I mean, I really never gave up. I just kind of quit filming, and I don't know, we're gonna get back into it and keep bringing you guys content regardless of what happens. And hope you guys stay with us. If you're new to the channel, you're just watching this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell.
Your support would be amazing.
Yeah, your support would be greatly appreciated. And if you guys would like any shirts, hoodies, or anything, drop a comment down below, let us know, and we'll get with you guys and get you some merch.
Shipped it out. Yes, sir. So with that being said,
We're gonna get out of here. You guys take care.